This episode of Devsectorseries is brought to you in part by KPI Lens, a cloud-based monitoring and evaluation software solution that collects, manages, and analyzes data to deliver real-time impact reports to international development professionals.
Hello, Changemaker. We appreciate your impact, so we created KPI Lens to simplify your reporting process. Get started by creating forms to collect data, monitoring frameworks to track your KPIs in near real time, and visualize your measures on dashboards you can share with your stakeholders for only $14.99 per month. So give it a try for free. Head over to kpilens.com and see why it's easy to do well at doing good.
And then the environment was cleaned up.
The first time I was hearing about this stuff, it was totally new to me.
With social impact consulting.
Hello, good afternoon, everyone. How you doing today? You are welcome again to the Development Sector Series, which is Dev Sector Series. Make sure you like and share this live streaming so that we can get it to more people. What this does is it helps the algorithm to share to more people. In addition to that, let me know where you're watching from so that I can thank you personally. So for those of you who are on YouTube, please subscribe, click on the bell notification so that you can be notified for future upcoming videos. And when I'm creating content, you will also be notified. In addition to that, if you are unavailable and you can't watch it live, you can click on YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, and get all that information. On Facebook, make sure you turn on the notifications so that you know when I go live. Now, today we're going to get a bit more technical, going into the nitty-gritty on how the sector works to maximize social impact. One of the most important factors is to measure and monitor the outputs and the activities of your organization, analyze the data through guiding indicators, and develop recommendations, lessons learned so that we can continue to evolve in changing the world. Today, we'll be talking about the monitoring and evaluation trends in Nigeria with my friend and learned colleague, Mr. Aliyu Aminu Ahmed. We usually call him AAA. He is the CEO of the Monitoring and Evaluation Institute. We have talked about hosting a forum on monitoring and evaluation and how to institutionalize the profession so that we can provide quality data outputs so that we can make factual, strategic decisions organizationally and nationally. So what we're going to do now is to play his bio and get started. So it looks like he's actually at a conference right now. He will be on shortly. I will play his bio and then we will get started shortly. Okay, everyone? Thank you so much.
Ahmed is a social scientist, a statistician with strong project management skills, and possesses tools necessary to uphold advocacy, monitoring and evaluation ethics and guidelines with over 20 years of experience. He has recognized skills in analysis, synthesizing data, and writing credible reports and feasible recommendations. He has led numerous project baseline, midline, and endline evaluations. Mr. Aliyu's NGO advocacy and M&E career spans various sectors, including health, education programs, solar renewable energy, gender, youth, human rights, democracy and governance, and public financial management reforms. Having worked with several key projects across the entire Nigeria and a few West African countries. He was the pioneer national president of the Nigerian Association of Evaluations, NAE, and currently the convener of Data Science Monitoring and Evaluation Association, as well as an active member of several other professional organizations, including the American Evaluation Association, the European Evaluation Society, the Social Value International, and the United Kingdom Evaluation Society. He is an active member and co-chair of Last Mile Advocacy Stream of Reproductive Health Supplies Coalition. Mr. Aliyu has gained progressive experience through positions and consultancies with entities and programs of various donors, including the USAID, the World Bank, UNDP, DFID, EU, the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, and several others. Mr. Aliyu holds a Bachelor's of Tech in Statistics from the Federal University of Technology, Yola, Nigeria, and an MSc Project Management from Salford University in the UK, and most recently, a postgraduate program in Data Science and Business Analytics from the University of Texas, McComb. Allow me to introduce to some and present to others Mr. Aliyu Aminu Ahmed.
Hello, everyone. Mr. Aliyu will be on shortly. So while we wait for him, can you just let me know where you're watching from? Very quickly, let me know where you're watching from so that I can give you a shout out. Let me know. I see Dr. Bridget Egbonha watching from Lagos. Those of you on LinkedIn, please let me know where you're watching from. Those of you on YouTube, please let me know where you're watching from as well. So just give us a shout out. So I can give you a shout out from here. Let me know where you're watching from. I see Dr. Egbonha. She's watching from Lagos, Nigeria. Anybody else? Don't be shy. Don't be shy. Okay, I have Boye Matuluko from Canada. Thanks. It must be really early over there. It must be really early. Anybody else? Anybody else? Let me know. I know there are quite a few of us watching, so let us know where you're watching from. Let us know where you're watching from. So I see Akinola Bayewu from Lagos. Okay. Ekoni Baje. Kudos to Lagos for the report by the Judicial Panel of Inquiry on the EndSARS and police brutality. So kudos to Lagos. Anybody else? Anybody else? Let me know where you're watching from. I'll give you a shout out. Mr. Aliyu will be here shortly. Okay, there he is. Okay, so just give him a couple of moments and then we will be connecting shortly. So anybody else? So I have Popola Isiaka Omilekan. He is from Ibadan, Nigeria. Nice. One of your organizations, the Nigerian Network of NGOs, we actually attended an event together. Well done, Ibadan. Ghana, Gloria Naki Apore. Well, here is Aliyu. We are good to go. So we're going to get started right now. Hello,
Hi,
Aliyu. Hi, how are you? How you doing?
thank you.
Good
I'm fine.
to see you.
Can you see?
Good
Okay, you can see me, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
we can see you. You know, we know how these lightings work. So
Yeah, I'm
good
just
to
trying to adjust the lights. Okay,
No,
I think
you
can
got
go.
it. Yeah, you
Okay.
got it. So, thanks for everything you do with regards to the sector, especially with regards to monitoring and evaluation and data science here in Nigeria and sub-Saharan Africa. So we're just gonna get started. We've already done your video bio. So for those of us that don't understand M&E, can you just explain to those of us that don't understand M&E, talk about monitoring and evaluation for a second?
Okay, thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. I would like to start by welcoming you and also thank EFWA for bringing us together to discuss these topics. I really appreciate what you are doing, EFWA. Well
Thank you.
Yes. So, monitoring and evaluation is not something that is new to many people. In fact, most of us. one way or another, we must have heard about monitoring and evaluation. So what I will do is to put it within the context of development practice. So if you have a project, basically there are only 3 components of a project, basic. So you have the programming, that is the programs. You have the monitoring and evaluation, and then you have the financing. So the 3 combined to a good project program. So M&E is just like a component of the project cycle. So I can say it's like 33% of the project cycle, because without it, the other 2 cannot function very well. Even if they function, you will not be able to prove what you are doing. You will not be able to learn to improve on what you are doing. So M&E is generally something that helps you in improving and enhancing your performance or the programs and projects that you implement. So makes you more transparent and accountable, and also helps you to win more support, win more resources for your programs and projects. Because if you are able to demonstrate that you are accountable, then it's easy for someone to say, we can actually invest in this idea, in this project, because we know we can get our own value for money or our own results that we want to see. We will discuss about results and so on, possibly later on. So
thank you so much.
The 2 are different. Monitoring entirely is different from evaluation practice. So, but the 2 complement each other. They are independent, but not mutually exclusive. So, monitoring is the thing that you do continuously. It's a continuous process of checking what you are doing in the program. So, it's what people that are employed as M&E in their offices do. So, but the other aspect is evaluation, which is done to measure the changes, the effects, so what after implementation, beyond the activities that you are doing, you will be seeing certain outputs, and then at the end of the day, you want to see certain outcomes or impact in the project. Let's take a look at, let's say you are training. So when you carry out the training activity, when you train people, it's number of people trained, and then when you train them, they get knowledge. So that knowledge is an outcome. Then, but you want them to use the knowledge to improve their lives or improve their situation. So that's the immediate outcomes you want to see. And at the end of the day, you want that thing that they are doing to improve what they are doing will eventually impact or change the entire space that you want to operate. So in that way, you have to conduct evaluation to be able to determine those outcomes, impact, and so on. So those evaluations that you are doing may be internal, may be external, may be joint. So these are the kind of things that go on in M&E. Yeah.
Interesting. That was a snapshot of a very complex field. So that was quite
Yeah.
So you've already talked about measuring impact. You already alluded to that when it came to evaluations. So like for a non-profit organization, how do you think that they can strategically measure impact?
Measuring impact. You see, when you are starting your program in your organization, usually you need to start with the baseline, with the situation. Okay, see how it goes. You conduct situation analysis before you understand what is going on. Then you kind of do a little bit of comparative advantage to know what can you do within your own skill sets or your own organization competence, capacity, and so on. So you have that comparative advantage. Then at the end of the day, now you prioritize what you want to do or deliver. So in that, at the beginning of the situation analysis, you need to establish the situation, the baseline, why things were at the beginning. So when you establish, this establishment is against certain evaluation questions, certain indicators of results that you want to see. So then at the end, you now come and check whether that thing that you have done has brought certain changes. So now you evaluate and check. The changes may be intended, unintended, maybe positive, maybe negative, whatever that is a change, you'll check it and see, and then you report. So how you measure impact is from the design of your program, you actually develop a baseline, and then when you are implementing, you go and conduct maybe midterm evaluation. But basically, the midterm evaluation is to maybe help you understand what you're doing, whether it's going well, the strategies are okay. Then you start to find a way to adjust, align, and make sure that you are going to achieve what you plan to achieve. Then finally, you come and do a final evaluation. So evaluation has criteria. So there are a lot of criteria set standards. You can evaluate to know whether what you are doing is efficient, value for money, cost per target, all those kind of things. You check whether you are actually efficiently implementing the program. You can evaluate to see maybe relevance, what you are doing, whether it's relevant to the population that you are implementing. You can evaluate for so many things, to check the outcomes, to check the sustainability, to check coherence of the programs are implemented. So there are different criteria for the design of your evaluation. Now, at the end of the day, you come and do impact evaluation. But evaluation at that impact level may be in two ways.
Okay.
You can evaluate immediately after you finish your project, while everything is completed, rounded up. This is called final evaluation. But you can also evaluate ex post. After some time, you now come back and check 5 years, 10 years down the line. You say, okay, the impact of what I have done in that sector. So you can check it.
Is that like a longitudinal study, or a longitudinal study is just continuous?
There are many concepts in M&E. So a longitudinal study is a kind of study that you take the subjects, the people that are participating, the stakeholders that are participating in the study, and then work with them over a long period of time. You'll be documenting.
Gotcha.
For example, if you are engaging in diary notes, people will be taking off their daily diaries, what they are doing, are now keeping the records and so on for every day for the next 10 years, or at intervals for the next 10 years, 20 years, 15 years, depending on how long the study is. This is a longitudinal study. But this kind of study we are talking about is at the end of the program, maybe you have provided community with sanitation services. Then you want them to change their behavior of open defecation, which in the next 2 days we are going to have an international open toilet day or something like that. So you want to check how changes as a result of providing them with toilet facilities have stopped open defecation. So you cannot measure it immediately. You construct the toilet and finish your project. You now come back after 5 years and see if they have adapted and are now using toilets. So this is the kind of thing. So what you do, basically, sometimes people like to use randomized control trials and so on. Randomized control is, by the time you are designing the program, you carry a community that is similar to this community, but because you don't have enough resources, you may not provide the other community. So you now provide this one that you have targeted to provide. Then you go and compare at the end of 5 years if whether these people that have been provided with the toilet are able to adapt more best practice of going to toilet and so on, hygiene, and then maybe there is drop of epidemic, there is drop of incidences of certain diseases and so on, scabies, all those things. So then you compare it with the other community you have not intervened, and then you will now see the difference. Sorry about too long explanation.
No, that is excellent, sir.
Yes.
So, and it even takes us, because you've talked about a field in the first couple of questions. Now we want to talk about some of the trends. that are taking place in M&E globally, and then will go distill down to Nigeria. So what are some of the trends that are going on in M&E globally?
So majorly M&E across the world, mostly around government cycle and so on, they are implementing result-based monitoring and evaluation. So that is, it's not about the process that you are implementing, but how is this thing impacting on the lives of people, the changes at the people level. So basically, that is what is almost everywhere. But there is a lot of thinking now around complexity evaluation, because it's not about linearity of the results. I put input, I carry out activities, and then I expect these outcomes, and then I expect this impact at the end of the day. Is a linear thinking. So, but there is complexity. There are many exogenous factors that will change things. Policy somersault here and there, so many things. So complexity evaluation is something of interest. Then the second thing is that M&E and technology, because MELTEC, multi evaluation, learning and technology, is something that is very critical because of the introduction of data science, analytics, all those kind of things. The job of M&E is now becoming more inclined to technology. So no longer people are using papers to collect data. Mostly they use apps to collect data and so on. And then because now we have so much data, we need to really analyze all those things. So M&E technology is really something that is coming up.
Okay, that's so you're talking about now there's more, initially they started with results-based evaluation, with results-based monitoring and evaluation, and now it's getting more complex and kind of looking a bit into the processes. And then now you mentioned that there's a lot more going on with technology with M&E. Our sponsors, actually, KPI Lens, they're actually a technology-based M&E software that wants to make things easier for nonprofits to monitor their work. So now, you talked about technologies. What do you feel are the latest technologies now that are available to measure impact?
Wow. So everybody have the tool that they are comfortable with. So I will not recommend any tool, not to market any tool. But basically, now we actually design M&E systems with the mind that we can create dashboards for those systems. We can now collect data, have databases. We have probably every program now is trying to see that the data collection is seamless, document management is seamless, and then when you are conducting data collection, you use I don't want to use anyway. Sometimes you use ODK, all those Cobalt tool, and so on to collect data, which is most popular around this thing. And then there are certain tools for analyzing qualitative data, just like deduce. So I don't want to promote anyway, and so on.
Yeah.
So there are many kind of tools people use for analyzing certain data sets. So quantitative tools are different, qualitative tools are different. So everybody is having what they are comfortable with, and some of them are open source, free. Some of them are by subscription. So there are many tools which maybe you can recommend to people when they request.
Okay. Yeah. So what you're saying is that technologies are coming up in terms of making things easier for data collection and analysis. So That's pretty interesting. So now I wanted to talk about our country now, Nigeria. Now we know that there are issues with data in terms of so that we are able to even make strategic decisions. Let's give an example of COVID-19 now. In order for them to even provide palliatives, provide healthcare services and different things like that, there was a lacking of data to then try to know, okay, how much will it cost us to make this happen? So, which was what started with the NIN data collection drive and what have you. How do we take it more seriously, to take data seriously, and where do we start from?
Data is gold. Data is not cheap. Data is very expensive. And to collect data, you need to invest. But there are people that are already investing in data. Okay. But we are not doing much in that area. Okay. In fact, if you look at many apps that you are using, now you are recording this, you upload it on YouTube, you are putting data out there. So there's a lot of, even your phones on daily basis, so many things, a lot of pictures, faces, voices, so many things. People collect data regularly, and then the world now have capacity to store data in the cloud, and then so no matter how large the data has been collected now, you can store it, retrieve it, and so on. So government is doing a lot. It's just that people may not search for those results. I mean, the data from maybe appropriate sources. We have very good Bureau of Statistics in Nigeria. They conduct so many surveys, NDHS survey, education data survey, supported by a lot of development partners. We have United Nations that collects work with government to improve their system to collect and use data. We have so many things are going on. And even a geospatial data is now collected is online on grid 3, so many sectors, World Bank supported, so there is a lot of good data out there. So it depends on how you search for the data. But still there are gaps in data collection. You can see, you go to ministries, you see they have piles of paper that they have collected, and then they just dump it. So systems are not automated. So so many things are basic, but still there is a window of opportunity for improvement. So definitely investment in data, because data is expensive, need to be increased. But I think we need to commend the government that if you look at it 10 years ago and now, definitely there is improvement across board. There now, even our budget data, NGOs collect budget data, analyze and budget it. Although so many organizations do so many things, very good work they are doing out there. So just it depends on how we search for the data. But actually, we are really improving.
Okay. Can you just break it down just simply, because I know that you're pressed for time. How so what exactly do we search for? I know we have the National Bureau of Statistics if we want to get some education numbers, health numbers, population numbers. How do we search for some of the data that we'd be looking for? Maybe if somebody wants to do something in their community or certain thematic areas, maybe just something as quantitative as health. How do we search for those numbers online?
Health data, we have, you see, the health data is almost perfect. MPHCDA, there is DHS 2.0, something like that. Okay. Data is collected even at primary care facility level on daily basis.
I see.
Of disease, of everything. And then M&E at local government level is stronger than even M&E at the state level, if you don't know. So they collect data, they meet every month to upload the data. So UNICEF has supported data collection so health data is not a problem at all. So UNICEF or Ministry of Health, MPSTDA, M&E officers at local government level, the health, this thing. So you have a lot of data. At the end of every 4 years, they conduct NDHS demographic health surveys. You get the data there. So, and they have multiple sector indicator mix surveys, so many things. So data is all over the place. So it's just the way you look for the data that matters. And then when you want to have data in your own organization, you need to have a data policy for your organization so that you can have quality data. And when you collect data at the end of every the validity, reliability, and timeliness and so on of the data you are collecting. So dealing with data is very interesting and easy but expensive, honestly. Then you need to work with professionals that are in that field.
Okay. So so health is pretty good. So I guess some of the most subjective is maybe governance. I know those are quite subjective, but what are some others that
governance? See, governance. There is a project called SIFTAS project. They have public finance reform programs. They have protocols. What do you call it? Many indicators that they collect in all the states. So, and they publish it on some of this data, and the tools they use to collect the data and guidelines. You can get it on a Nigeria Governors Forum website. They have dashboards. They have so many things. So governance data too is very much available in Nigeria.
Okay, so it's getting a lot better. Okay.
Yeah.
So let me just go. So what aspect of M&E is gaining traction? Because now I think you've pretty much started on that question. You've talked about health with M&E, it's quite robust. You've talked about governance, that it's quite robust. So how do we build on what we already have? And what are the opportunities and how can we leverage those?
The opportunities is for us to improve on networking among data experts. Then also bring in people that are data scientists, monitoring and evaluation together, and then also try to work with the private sector because there is a lot of data in the private sector. For example, when you are talking about health, health seeking behavior of people are mostly inclined to private sector, and then the private sector need to work with government to give access to their data. So the three spheres of the society need to work together: the public sector, the private sector, the civil society, and development partners. So working together so that we don't have different kinds of data sets coming up. And so we need to be centralizing and then allow the government agencies to take the lead in making sure that this data is available officially. So that will streamline. But if everybody collects its own data, and then you can see we have different data sets and different kind of things, so it will be difficult to organize. And then coordination within the MDAs, ministries, department, agencies in government. So they also should be coordinating to make sure that they speak the same.
Can I stop there? Can I just stop you right there? That is a bone of contention in our government now, is that the MDAs do not communicate with each other. So things are even repetitive right now. Like, we're having a conversation about the launch of the risk assessment of MPOs by EFCC. And that is the bone of contention. How do we make sure that all agencies are communicating, especially when it comes to data, so that everything is streamlined and the government and the administrations can make strategic decisions?
We already have
that's cost effective.
We already have visions, visioning process in the country. So there's Vision 2050, Vision 2025, and so on. So that is the big picture at the federal level. And each state have its own development plan and so on. That is at the state level. So if we try to work along priorities of the vision and then each MDA also have their own individual strategic development plans, 5 years, maybe whatever. And then the government also have scorecards for each of these MDAs. So definitely there is an opportunity for coordination, because the United Nations system, government system, all are linked. And then we have SDGs that Nigeria committed to deliver and so on. So these frameworks are all opportunity for streamlining the processes. So in that way, we will know exactly the kind of data that we would like to collect to be able to at the macro level. So at the micro level, there are sectoral groups, CSOs working in certain sector. They can coordinate at that level to contribute to the bigger picture. So definitely we can leverage on that networking and coordination.
Okay, so we're going to go. I have some questions from the audience already.
Yes.
So I have one from, let me just look here. It says here from Pokuola Itiaka Olamiko. He says, I'm a Microsoft certified data analyst and Microsoft certified trainer. I use quite a number of tools in getting insights from data. I'm sure there's a link between M&E and data analytics. I would like to know how I can build my capacities to be strengthened in the area of M&E. Cheers.
So what you do belong to groups that are bringing MELTEC, multi-evaluation learning and technology and data science and so on. Incidentally, Nigeria is almost like a pioneer in that area. For several years, we have established Data Science Multi-Evaluation Association. So when you belong to the association, you see that you will have maybe ideas from people, opportunities to work and link up. So that's the easiest way to leverage on your distinct expertise in data analytics.
Okay. I think he said here, okay. Then another
he wants to
person
build his capacity. So
yes.
by linking up with others, you know opportunities, and then for capacity building, and then also maybe consultancies here and there, or maybe you can join with others to work on certain projects and so on. So that's the best way to go about it, rather than going online and Googling.
Okay. Yeah. So there's another comment from Ibrahim Sanusi. It says coordination is critical to the successes of M&E. All agencies need to improve in their communication. So I think that is actually
Sanusi is my boss, so he did not tell you. I say I don't comment that one. I remain loyal, son.
Okay. So okay. So we're now going to go into pretty much just, I think you've already answered our final question, which is your advice for those who want to venture into the M&E field, which was you answered Isiaka's question. So what we're going to do now is just get your final thoughts.
My final thought is that M&E practice is a very interesting area, which I encourage people to continue learning. The people in project management are the ones that I will encourage most to be tolerant, to be also engaging, and understand that M&E is only going to help them improve on what they are doing in project management. So if they can get more skills in M&E, they will understand how to work with M&E better. I'm also from project management. Don't worry, I have a master's in project management. But I know that this is the big gap linking project management and M&E. It's very, very important. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much for that. Isiaka also asked, he said he would like to know how to join the M&E association and any contact person to reach out to.
So if it's M&E, pure M&E, we have Nigeria Association of Evaluators. You can join them. Then data science and multi-evaluation, you can also join that Monitoring Evaluation Association. So there are other associations too, like Society for Monitoring Evaluation in Nigeria, SIMIAN. So there are many associations in Nigeria. If it's purely data science, I think there is Data Science Nigeria, also in the Southwest mostly. So you can join them for issues that are more core data science. Yeah.
Okay. So and he can Google all that information and get what he needs.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, great. All right. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, because I know that you are pressed for time. So thank you so much.
Actually, I'm in the middle of facilitation of a national framework on something here in Lagos.
Yes,
so
yes,
I just
you are.
come over. Okay.
Thank you
very
for
much.
being such a pioneer. Thank you so much. Do take care.
Yeah, thank you so much.
All right. Bye-bye.
Thank you for what you are doing. Well done.
Thank you. No problem.
You deserve an award.
Thank you so much. All right. Take care. Bye-bye. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for watching Dev Sector Series with Mr. Aliyu Aminu Ahmed, who is the CEO of the Monitoring and Evaluation Institute. What he does, he's a pioneer in trying to create structures within the profession. If you like this interview, please like and share this interview so it can get to as many people as possible. Just a few announcements. I know we have a grant writing workshop. It's been postponed to the 3rd week of January. If you are interested, please WhatsApp me at 0703-539-8086, which is 0703-539-8086. Okay. So now, if you're on Facebook, please click on the notification so that you're reminded when we go live. You can do the same on LinkedIn. Just connect with me on LinkedIn, follow my page, and then you'll be notified when I go live. Thank you so much for watching, and let's change the world together. Again, let's hear from our sponsors. Take care.
Of Dev Sector Series is brought to you in part by KPI Lens, a cloud-based monitoring and evaluation software solution that collects, manages, and analyzes data to deliver real-time impact reports to international development professionals.
Hello, Changemaker. We appreciate your impact, so we created KPI Lens to simplify your reporting process. Get started by creating forms to collect data, monitoring frameworks to track your KPIs in near real time, and visualize your measures on dashboards you can share with your stakeholders for only $14.99 per month. So give it a try for free. Head over to kplens.com and see why it's easy to do well at doing good.
Then the environment was cleaned up.
The first time I was hearing about this stuff, it was totally new to me.
And then with social impact consulting.